Hello again. I've had the odd comment recently about how consistent I am and what a good ball striker I am. Oh, I wish that was the truth. So let me talk you through a very strange round at Lillybrook. Bit of a fade off the first, and now a feature of Lillybrook in that you can be in the fairway and have an overhanging tree block your path. So ball below the feet, let's hit a fade. And I've completely overdone that. And the only reason why this ball did not go out of bounds is because it landed in all the sand that had been ejected by the bunker, which meant it kind of went down the bank very slowly, very softly, in a controlled manner. If I'd landed on soil, well, I'd have been dropping a ball way back in the fairway and playing my fourth shot from there. Now the second has been playing very, very firm. So for safety, I'm hitting the 5-wood. I actually hit a good one, strangely for me. But I think I can club up to a 3-wood in future, because I'm a long way short of the ditch. And those trees are going to have to be trimmed, because the gap between them is tiny with my thin shot. Do you know what good luck is? Good luck is pulling out the 5-iron instead of the 6-iron and then hitting it poorly enough that it's actually on the green instead of waving at the flag going past it a million miles an hour. Let's see if I can get a bird. I'll tell you one of the downsides of the second hole coming back to the clubhouse is that, well, I've got a camera and I'm not a professional golfer and I'm not even a very low single figure. So with me setting up here, I have this huge overwhelming feeling of embarrassment every time I do. On to the third, and the wind direction today is into and off the left. That's a bit of a pop-up, a bit of a slap, and we are a long way short, although I have avoided the bunkers this time. Now it's greens maintenance, so they've been scarified and dragged and raked and pencil tined and sanded, and that exceptionally fast putt down the hill wasn't quite as fast today. And we have yet another bogey. We go off to the fourth, and again same direction, so it's into and a little bit off the left, and it just makes the whole play a lot longer. In fact, I've never known myself to be this far back off a reasonable drive. Ball below the feet, flag is hard left, I'm aiming hard left. I let it go terribly on the wind, and we're short, and of course a firm bounce, and we're a long way away. Hit it. Yeah, this is not going to be a good round of golf, but I haven't had many good rounds of golf recently. It's all proving hard work. Right, a couple of points of order before I carry on. We've had a couple of really big downpours this last week, and I'm surprised at how soft the golf course has become. Not winter soft, but it's completely different, the amount of bounce and roll out you're getting. And also there's a bit more wind up there than I think, and it's coming diagonally across the golf course. And when you're playing these holes where it's coming out of sort of like the left and into, then any shape that goes with the wind is going to go with the wind. Tough conditions today. I should be able to cope with that really, shouldn't I? Well, as it's softening up, the 3-wood's been put away and out with the driver. Straight into a tree. Oh, and hit the tree. Yeah, that's the way I'm hitting it tonight. So I've got nothing. I've got no follow through, so it's a stab with a 7-iron. That was it. That's all I had. But I always feel I can get up and down if I've got a wedge in my hand. That's the wrong side of the flag. Now I haven't been taking the flag out because these new flags have got very narrow bottoms. Oh, yeah, that was the flag, the hole, and out. Just my luck. On to 6, and with it being again into the wind, first time out with driver. I just haven't been using it. Of course, the other day I hit 5 wood down here and came up within a yard of the ditch, so I've been playing this hole very cagey ever since. I'm going to try and draw the 8-iron, and that's just an absolutely disgusting shot. I've only hit it about 115 yards when you consider how far up the green the flag is. But at least the chip and run is one shot I can play. On to 7. Trying to hit a draw again. And just hit it straight through the tree. This is absolutely disgusting at the moment. And this is not the place to be because there's no sand in this one. It's so popular, all the sand is out. And yes, that was one of those funny, strange bounces you get with no sand, and you shank it. And yet another bogey. This is adding up to rather a large number already. Our singular par 5. Well, at least it's downwind, and this fairway hasn't dried out. Got wet. Well, bollocks, got wet totally. That's a long one. So we're actually up on top for the 3rd time this year. But again, the typical Lillybrook, wind's off the right, but I can't aim right because of the tree. So I've got to fade it, which kills the distance it's going to go. Which leaves me 50 yards. Now, because it's been rock hard, I haven't been playing these pitch shots. And I haven't felt the need to practice them because everything's been played along the ground, and from 50 yards I was that far short, which is really very average, or even below average. On to 9. Wind into and off the left a little bit. And that's where I hit it, and that's where it stayed. The wind never touched that. So again, I'm in the fairway without a direct shot at the flag. So we try and draw it, and guess what? It doesn't draw. My ball striking this evening is atrocious. But I can manage a chip. As a surprising par on a very difficult hole. Off to number 10. Just the 3 wood as normal. Simon! I don't know what I'm doing here, but that's a huge shove to the right. This is all I've got for a second shot, and just for a change the flag is on the front. Very rare to see the flag on the front here, although I couldn't get it there. And the last thing you want to do here is chip it past, like that, because now you're putting down the hill. And one of the simplest holes on the golf course. we're making yet another bogey. Off to 11, and yet another one of those semi-thin shots. With a 9-iron I should be taking a divot, but I'm not, because I'm hitting it ever so slightly thin, like everything else today. Now, one reason why I do backhanders is because it saves time. I don't have to move the camera. Funny, I'm perfect on the backhanders. 12th and a 3-wood, and a ever so slightly pulled 3-wood, which means I'm a long way from the green. I'll have a go at it because the lie's decent enough, but 196 uphill off an uphill lie is not going to reach. Now, there's no putt in this video because I forgot to record it. I chipped over for 2 feet, and the bunker was in such a state from the person who'd been in it previously, you know who you are, I had to rake most of the bunker, and then I forgot to record the 2-footer for the par. Very unusual to get a par on 12. 13 and my standard 3-wood, but it's into the wind, so it's not going to get up on top, but at least I've hit it in the right direction. That might be the first shot of the day that's gone as planned. It doesn't look like a good position, but it is, because I'm coming straight down the green. I don't have to go over any bunkers, and if I hadn't have popped it up, it would have actually have reached the flag instead of leaving me a long putt. Still, at least we managed it to get it green side and hole side. God, I'm cocking up the bloody voiceover as well as the actual golf. 4 hybrid up the hill because my 3 hybrid has been running out too far, and then I kind of slap the 4 hybrid so it only just gets over the top, and we're left with a very long shot in. My transition is absolutely disgusting, so yeah, it's that bad. It is that bad at the moment. Where's that consistent ball striker gone?
I need to slow down.
This is not the place where you make pars from. But perhaps my luck is turning. Here's a view of the 17th. You can see how shallow the water is in the lake. And you can see the slope that feeds into the green. You can't see this from the tee, that's why I thought I would show it you here. And yet another weak slap.
Hit the goddamn golf ball.
So uphill, off an upslope, chosen the 5-wood, and I'm going to hoist this, and I've just topped it. I must have got some of the golf ball though, because it's ran all the way to here. Just shows how much luck plays in this game.
Bad for an old man.
I find it bizarre that I'm making a par on 12 and 15. They're very rare pars indeed. And now number 16. My favourite hole on the golf course.
Oh, fucking hell.
I think I'll play it from the 15th fairway, just for a change.
Bloody hell.
And another god-awful connection with the
It's
ball.
on.
I mean, we're up there. Perhaps I shouldn't complain, but when you're swinging that badly, see how the sand there and the work they've done on the greens stop that turning in towards the hole. But it's got to be done. Greens maintenance has to be done.
2 to go, thank goodness. Don't think I could take much more of this torture. I played yesterday and I didn't particularly enjoy the round of golf, and it was a little bit ropey. What I should have done this evening is quite simply come up, relax and play casual, and all the time I'm spending setting this camera up, what I should have been doing was making sure I'm set up correctly and this takeaway is correct and my hips are actually turning. I know what's going to be wrong. It's going to be all of those things and probably a bit more. It's going to rain tomorrow and the day after, so hopefully that's going to wash that sand in from the greens maintenance. Then they'll be able to cut it and it'll be a lot better than it is now. But greens maintenance has got to be done. If they didn't do it, we'd all complain, and then when they do it, we all complain. That's golf. That's got to be done twice a year and occasionally in between those 2 times. So I'm not going to do anything with my golf clubs until Wednesday when I'm in a competition. I'm just going to scrub the grips up of those things and forget this. That's the important thing about bad golf is you've got to forget it. And then when I come out in the competition, we put the blinkers on, we put the fingers in the air, and hopefully I'll do better than last time, where I shot level par for the front and then collapsed a bit on the back 9 because the guy marking my card kept telling me I was going to win. In fact, right here on the 17th tee he said, if you finish with 2 pars, you're going to win. Well, as you can imagine, with that kind of distraction, breaking your train of thought, I did not make 2 pars. Cheerio.
One thing I've noticed in my golf videos is once I've gone past the 8th, where a lot of people leave the course, or the lower 12th green, where a lot of people leave the golf course, once you get up to 13, the place is empty, and my anxiety levels of having a camera drop right off. So I do tend to play the last 6 holes far better than the first 6 holes.
About time. My first birdie in ages.
Now, as I play golf on camera, I do not fill in the card. I do not know what the score is. This felt like 9, 10, 11 or even 12 over, because I was striking the ball so poorly and so often. So editing this, I was so surprised that it was 5 over, which is a good round of golf. Except it didn't feel like a good round of golf at all. All that happened was I scored off bad shots. So it's true, there aren't any pictures on a scorecard. Ta-ra!